Good morning and welcome to another conversation with Mose. And as always, I pray life is treating you well wherever you are in the world, and that you're one day closer to your dreams, prayers, hopes, and aspirations coming true. And of course, my podcast wouldn't be a podcast without a poem. And this poem is brand new, and it's called Silence. This feeling, oftentimes, that overwhelms me is just a fleeting moment, a temporary situation disguised as a problematic scenario whose only purpose is to disturb the peace that I choose to protect. Silence is, and always will be, my response. I hope you enjoyed that. It's something new, and I thought I'd give that a shot and just kind of let you guys in my mind, as I always do. And I wanted to do something. Again, I guess I've talked about this subject before, on some levels anyway. But this subject for today is Black man, be patient. Your time is coming. Black man, be patient. Your time is coming. And to be honest with you, as I always am, this was a tough week. This was a really tough week. And I kind of wanted to be honest with myself and with my audience that I'm building. And I'm feeling really impatient right now, very anxious and very, just hyper in my head. And I'm running around and I'm doing things and I'm trying to make things happen and feeling like they're not moving fast enough. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels that way when it comes to your life and you want things to kind of move forward at the pace that you want it to be, and it's not always easy to do that. It's not always easy to be patient, to be still and know that everything's going to come together. And right now I'm struggling with that. I'm really struggling with trying to figure out what my next moves are. Am I making the right moves? And I'm a perfectionist to a point, a control freak, and I want what I want it when I want it. And that doesn't always go over very well for me. So what I'm learning to do, and I say the word learning, is to be patient, to sit still and to let things happen and unfold. But I know I'm not the only one out there that has this issue, because sometimes it makes me feel overwhelmed when I feel like I'm doing more for other people than I'm doing for myself. And what I mean by that is just, I feel like we give our jobs all of our time. We give people all of our time. We give everything we got. But we really don't make time to do things for ourselves, for our goals, for our dreams, for our aspirations. And they're not going to make themselves come true. And right now, for me, I think it's just one of those things. I'm really trying to stay positive. I'm looking at all the political climate and everything that's going on in the world, and I get discouraged. I really do. I really get discouraged, and it bothers me that I allow myself to get discouraged. I allow things to bother me to the level that they do, that I get depressed, extremely depressed, to where I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to get up. Why? Nothing's happening anyway. And I want to be honest about that, because I think there are a lot of people out there, no matter what your social class is, who struggle with progression. You want more for your life and you want to know, when is it going to happen? And you're making all these sacrifices, 3 jobs, 2 jobs, whatever it is you're doing, hustling. And you get frustrated. And it's hard to explain it to people. It's hard to say, hey, this is what's going on. This is how I'm feeling. It has nothing to do with your relationship, your family, your friends. It's your struggle. It's your dream. And sometimes it's, again, for me, I get quiet because I feel like I'm repeating myself to people over and over again. I'm telling people what's wrong, but they can't help me with it, at least not the way I would like them to. And it does get a little frustrating. It's like you're speaking a language that no one understands. And they try, and they maybe get it to a degree. And then the question always comes up, well, what's going to make you happy working for myself? Honestly, I hate working for other people. And the older I get, the more I just don't like it. I mean, I don't like nobody telling me what to do. I don't like checking in with anybody. I don't like my time being monitored. And maybe because I'm older, maybe because I've worked, I'm nowhere near ready for retirement, but maybe I'm sure that's a lot of what has to do with it. But even when I was younger, I didn't like it, but I knew I had to do what I had to do. But now, being a man of a certain age, I don't have a lot of patience for that, and I admit that, but we have to work. We have to do what we have to do to survive in this world. But again, my goal is always to work for myself. That would make me happy. I want to do what I want, when I want, how I want, for as long as I want. I don't like, having to put in for vacation time, or, like I said, I feel like I have to get permission to do this or do that. It bothers me. So every goal, everything I'm doing is to work for myself. Everything I do is geared toward that. And again, I've always felt that way. But again, I think the older I've gotten, it's made me a little bitter. And I don't want to be the angry man in the room, because this has nothing to do with people directly. But I'm tired of other companies cashing in off of me, or I'm making them rich, or I'm making them money. And my work ethic, I want to use my work ethic for my business. And being patient right now is really difficult for me. I mean, it really is. And I have to admit that to myself, that it's not easy to just coexist, go to work, clock in, clock out, that whole existence. And again, not to knock the people that do it. Honestly, I'm really not here to put them down at all. Some people don't mind working for other people. You find a job that you love and you do it, and you do it well, and you're rewarded for it, hopefully. But I'm in this space where I really just want to do what I love and love what I do and get paid doing it. And it's not about being rich or famous, as I've said before. It's really not about that at all. And sometimes I feel like I'm putting in all I have and I'm not seeing a return. At least not the way I would like to see it. And then the other thing is trying to trust people, allowing myself to trust, let my guard down just a little bit to allow myself to trust people again, just a little bit. Because you do have to do business with people. You can't run a business without people. So I've made up my mind the kind of circle I want, the kind of employees I want, the kind of tribe that I want. And I'm looking for that daily. The people that I connect with, the people that want what's best for me. And it's a mutual respect, a mutual understanding. And you would think it was like finding a needle in a haystack. I mean, literally, it's interesting to me. But the good thing that I'm proud of about myself is that I know what my intentions are with people. I always know. I've never had like I said before, I've never intended to hurt anyone or use anyone or manipulate anyone. That's never my goal. And as far as people trying to take advantage of me, people are going to do that. Sometimes I get it wrong, and people give me an impression of one thing and then I end up getting something else. And I think we've all fallen into that. But for me right now, I'm just trying to reassure myself that being patient is the way to go. And again, it's not always easy. And it's something I have to do by myself because, again, I don't think anybody knows the intensity, how hard I work, how much time I put into what I do. creatively, and I love being myself. I think this is the best time for me in my life to just be me. And it took a lot of years, a lot of pain, sacrifice, a lot of changes, growth to become this person. And I guess if I change one thing, then I wouldn't be who I am today. And it is one of those things that it's scary as you grow older and change, and you're wondering, what is it all for? Who am I becoming this person for? But the good thing is for me is I love being positive at the same time. I know I'm not the only person going through this. I know that I'm not. And my little podcast, yes, I have a few little listeners, but I'm proud of those listeners. And if I'm helping them in any way better their lives, then I've done something. Because again, it's not easy. You know, like I said, I'm not rich, I'm not famous. I'm just creative. I know how to present myself to the world in a positive light. I know how to make myself look good, but not just look good, feel good. I am who I say I am. I mean, I can't worry about people's perception of me or what they think. And I've never worried about that, honestly. And as I've gotten into my 50s, I'm actually in late 50s now, but I don't feel this need to prove anything to anybody at all. I feel like my work stands for itself. I'm not competing with anyone. I have a lane that I'm very comfortable in. And I think at the end of the day, you have to choose the lane you want to be in. You have to create that lane, you know, and it has nothing to do with outside forces. This is Mose. You know, I am great. I'm a great man. My partner is great. My family is great. They're great with me. They're great without me. My sister, my brother, we're not joined at the hip. We are great. We walk in our greatness. And I say that because I think a lot of people feel like I said before in my past podcast about blessings being blocked. If you're putting the work in, you're going to get the reward. You might not get the reward when you want it and how you want it, but I don't believe anybody is stopping us except ourselves. The only time I think people can block you is if you're turning yourself off. If you're literally stop being yourself, you stop creating, you stop writing, you stop singing, acting, whatever it is you're doing. And that's not being yourself. You know, you're not. Then that's different. That's a different conversation. But when you're putting in the work, I mean, really putting it in, you're going to reap the reward. And the biggest thing for me is reassuring myself all the time. I have to constantly reassure myself, you're doing this for a reason. Focus on the reason why you're doing it. What do you want the outcome to be? And I don't always do that. You know, and some days, like I said, I get overwhelmed. I just shut down. And this week was one of those shut down weeks. And to be honest, totally honest, I have to give credit to my dog, Langston. And my partner and I have just really created a little angel in that dog. And he really gets me up in the morning. I know it sounds so simple. It's like this little dog has just got me. He gets me out of my emotions. You know, he kind of, pushes me in his own little dog way. But it's something simple right now for me. And it works. Because again, there are days to be honest with you, I'm angry all day. You know, it's like one of those fuck the world, fuck you. I want to, I get up and I'm saying it. It's like everybody's pissing me off. I'm in the car and I'm angry. But I know why I'm angry. I know why I'm pissed off. And I'm not excusing it. I'm honoring it. I'm saying, hey, this is one of those shitty ass days and I'm pissed and don't say nothing to me. And I go to work with it and I'm sure people can sense it. And most people, a lot of times, will leave me alone. And if they don't, I'm one of those people. Please leave me alone. Today's not a good day. And what I want to say about that is that we're allowed to have those days. We're allowed to be mad. We're allowed to be, I need a minute. I don't want to talk about Katie and her job or whatever. It's just some days I think we are made to feel guilty because we're having a shitty morning or a shitty day. And yeah, I said shitty. Yeah, because sometimes that's what they are. And we don't have to apologize for that. But the one thing I do is I stay quiet. If I don't feel like talking, I don't talk. I save it for my podcast or I put it in a poem. But we don't have to apologize for some days you are feeling impatient. You are that one honking your horn because you're in a hurry. But you're really not in a hurry. You're frustrated about other stuff. And I can honestly say that I am frustrated about other stuff. But is it easy? No. But I do acknowledge it. I acknowledge that some days are not easy. They're not perfect. But when I have the good days, I enjoy them. I enjoy them intensely. And also you get those people, the Christians and the Bible toters and all that, where you're blessed. I know I'm blessed. I'm very aware of my blessings. I count my blessings every day. I say my prayers every day. But some days I want more. I'm tired of just existing or just paying the bills or just doing this. I wake up every day. What adventure can I go on today? What can I do? What pictures can I take? What can I create today? And that's where my head is at. And again, it's one of those things that you're not, only you know that. Only you and God know where your head is. But I'm honest enough to say it. But I'm a work in progress. I'm a conscious work in progress that is not apologizing for being honest with myself. And people always say, well, you're a naturally happy person. I am. I'm a happy person. I'm a people person. But I'm also a human being that has human experiences, human emotions, that I cry, I get upset. But the good thing is I go to the gym, I walk, I pray, I meditate, I run, I spend time with my partner, I spend time with our dog. I do things to relieve that. And then some days I don't do anything. Some days I just stay in the bed and allow myself to feel what I feel, to feel sadness or to feel pain. And it passes. And it passes. And then I feel better. And the whole point of this particular podcast really is just to remind people that you're okay not being okay. It's a human. Don't push it down. Don't dismiss it. And don't ignore it. Acknowledge the elephant in the room. And be honest about what you really feel and why you feel that way. It's frustration. And I have issues in the workplace, and I could say names and I could complain, but honestly, that's not what's really bothering me. It's bothering me because I want to be in a different space, and I'm frustrated because it's not moving fast enough. And again, black man, be patient. Your time is coming. And I have to say that to myself daily. Why I'm doing it. What are you motivated by? And every time I do a podcast, I want to, it frees me. The truth really does set you free if you allow it to. But on a positive note, I will be receiving my Black Man Magic t-shirts, and they will be available next week after the holiday, after 4th of July. I will have them on sale in my store, so by all means, stop by. And I'm planning to have a contest for those that will buy the shirts, that are buying the shirts, a Black Man Magic contest, where I want you to post your Black Man Magic life on my page. And what I mean by that is your family life, whatever it is, whatever makes you magical in your world, whatever that looks like. And I really want to see your pictures with your shirts on, and whether it's family or, your grandfather or whoever it is that you want to share with me. I really would love to see all these magical black men sharing their lives on my page. And I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to see what the response is to my shirts. And I'm excited. I've never done this before. Something new. And again, being patient with myself and learning to just trust the process. It's scary, I know, but trust the process. But I have to say also to everybody that's listening, I appreciate you. I do. I appreciate the listeners and the people that have commented and the people that say things to me. it doesn't go unnoticed. And I really appreciate the commentary, the negative, positive, the in between, because I really, 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 really appreciate the encouragement, because sometimes I need to be encouraged, just like I know you need to be encouraged. I'm human. I'm not that guy that's just like making it seem like my world is perfect and everything is just, hunky dory. It's just not like that. But I have a wonderful life though.